अब अहिले भित्र के सेटिङहरु गर्छ भित्र गर्दै गर्दा हुन्छ नि पानीले फेरि बिग्रिन्छ होला छाता ल्याउनु भएन होला
ल्याइनै न छाता के
छाता कसैकोमा छ कि यहाँनिर
अब अहिले
accountant is into this business.
मेरा कहने का मतलब ये स्कोप है यहाँ पर और फ्लोरिकल्चर का इतना डिमांड है ये एक ऑर्किड अभी दिल्ली में जाके ग्राउंड पे खरीदी है इट इज 1000 रुपीस ये 1000 रुपए का एक है
हाँ जी
तो मेरा कहने का मतलब है सो मच टेक्निकल वो वोकेशनल एजुकेशन होना चाहिए और वो इंडस्ट्री यहाँ डेवलप होनी चाहिए हॉलैंड एज ए कंट्री हॉलैंड एज ए कंट्री आपको पता है उस हॉलैंड की कंट्री की पूरी इकोनॉमी का 27% comes out of Florida Island. An outstanding contributor to this.
And so once you try to little bit of this.
रोटी रोजी पैदा करने का अगर हम पढ़ लिखने के बाद दो चीजें हमारे पास नहीं आई एक तो हमारे पास कॉमन सेंस विजडम नहीं आया और दूसरा हमारे हाथ में एक दस्तार नहीं आया क्या मतलब एजुकेशन का व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ इट
And they need to be a good human being.
वो अपने आप में जब विजडम की मैंने कॉमन सेंस विजडम की बात कर दी तो सब कुछ उसमें आ गया वी आर लिटरेट पीपल हम निर्णय करते हैं और ज्यादा लिटरेसी हम बात करते हैं हम लोग को पूरा शिफ्ट करना पड़ेगा अब जैसे मैं अपने यूनिवर्सिटी का बताता हूँ आई गॉट इन सच ए ड्रास्टिक चेंज सर आई really don't prescribe any service courses are there activities are there variety of activities are there so many guests and outside people have been involved they have launched their courses and the student is free choose your course decide your career whatever you are interested in do that if you want a formal degree these are the core rest you do whatever you can it's a complete choice based credit flexible and as a result of that अभी लगता है can you believe zoology botany chemistry that's a traditional board BJC क्या करेगा उसको करके अभी वो क्या है BJC का कोर्स कर रहा है उसके साथ में कंप्यूटर भी कर रहा है something else भी कर रहा है अब many of the just learning budding of those words, just learning those things. Okay, I will understand, I will do this.
So we are planning now, like many of the things, the construction thing is going on. Once the little bit, the construction part is, I mean, they will just say this is not going to touch. Then sir will segregate that total area, and where we can initiate our organic activities. So I proceed to the
We have waste management systems where we have a decompost pits. So all the waste of this goes into the decompost pit, and those decompost manures we use it for our campus. This way the students they learn about social responsibilities and they use but it is the course duration. So it is a BSc. BSc you have one subject or consider some 30 days duration course or 60 days. It is a BSc course. BSc Horticulture. Not horticulture. So that we have that for activities. So you are doing means you are just putting that earthworms and all that. That's what we are doing now. What is it? Doing a training or a course, 10 days, 5 days, 20 days course like that.
it is approved.
Are you certifying it or what?
No, sir, it is approved. We have a compost and e-waste management course under the easy initiative of Group, sir, that we will conduct next week, sir.
Anyway, have you, I mean, it's okay, you said that you have one unique program, which you call it is unique. Statistics, economics and psychology. It's not at all unique. Why it is not at all unique?
As far as city is
Uniqueness could
concerned,
be. I mean, why don't you think of going into CBCS then?
that is the choice.
There is
Four
more, you can
courses
still
plus another subjects.
make your own combination.
So that will, I think that will be under university direction. In our state also this
Hey, university direction, Sikkim University says that it is also a choice based.
But they haven't introduced one.
It had choice-based system. So it has much undergraduate change and these things also have changed. Probably these things have been scrapped. Previously, minorities or the vice students, but he introduced choice-based system in the vice school. He has scrapped it.
This has to do. And previously what used to happen, the students have to go to Rangpur 1 hour from here to get their things done.
So one thing
That
is
is-
internet.
Then number two, sir, we have one bus only that generally do the students now, the SNT
What do
bus.
you think if hostels are built?
Hostel, that's what, sir, we're working on that. Hostel I said in the beginning. We'll start it in the month of, end of February itself. Because many parents, 40 men.
What is the, what
For boys, they have,
hostel for girls?
yeah, it is there.
How many rooms? How many seats?
Sir, 40.
40 seats.
40, 45 we can accommodate.
And for boys?
Some boys, it's not yet, it is in the second plan, sir.
So how many students would be there?
So we are planning for 100. We've asked the social welfare department, they have the scheme.
Why do you plan for 140? There should be a boys hostel for at least 400 students, girls hostel at least for 600 students. Because unless and until you develop hostels in this remote area,
Yeah.
your strength will never come up.
So that's what.
Right? That is the only thing. And that should be, now you have more girls.
Yeah.
So say 600 seats for the girls, 500 seats for the girls, 400 seats for the boys, 1000, तब देखिए अपना enrollment कहाँ जाएगा?
So since what is happening now, the state has so many colleges. So now the state is, the charity is telling us once your institution is coming up with that accreditation, madam, we'll have all these girls hostel, boys hostel and all, and we're looking in that way, sir.
UGC, correct.
So that was AGC, the one that we get.
तो मैडम 40 का ही क्यों पड़ा?
Sir, तब के principal ने said it was in 2010. So sir, now maybe I'll ask for it. 200.
I'm in that committee which allocated the hostels to various states, particularly northeast states, and whatever was the demand, we sanctioned. Whatever was the demand, we
So irrespective of like accreditation and all.
will be sanctioned. Because we said, we know, I mean, anybody sitting in Sikkim and sitting in a remote area in Arunachal Pradesh or Idol or Rhenock, and then they are demanding, and we simply ask the principals, how many seats do you have in the hostel? Just 40 seats. Okay, come on, take 200.
Under AGC was.
Because they were, as an experienced
hostels.
survives only, and particularly in hills,
Yeah.
it survives only because of the hostel. Because every day you don't have buses, you don't have other,
And the rent is also very high.
you don't have means, rent में भी कहाँ मिलेगा, कितने लोगों को मिलेगा? छोटे-छोटे तो घर हैं पहाड़ में.
Expensive भी बहुत है सर, expensive भी
तो
बहुत है.
इसलिए, anyway, that's what I wanted to come out.
Yeah, so very
You are also vocational courses and full science program will also increase.
the thing
चलिए.
that the person who gets jobs should be a person of Sikkim. So that's
Don't in that.
what I'm talking.
Agriculture will be a vocational course.
That's what sir.
Simultaneously doing, if you are giving that course free in all the 6 terms, he may be good in horticulture.
That's
Apart
right.
from the degree, he may be again in vocational, so he will get the employment there.
That's what they asked us. Yes, that's what they asked us to apply after 2 years, sir.
Yeah, so
जो स्किल बेस्ड एजुकेशन है उसको जरूरी नहीं है कि बस एग्रीकल्चर है, वो यहाँ पर लोकल आदमी जो क्या है
उसी को बोला कि
उसी को बुला के करेंगे, उसी को बुला के कुछ करेंगे इस
सर
तरह
हम यहाँ पे सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप है, वुमेन सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप. वो लोग हमारा एक प्रोग्राम है, वो लोग आकर
ये अभी बाकी कितना है
सब सही से बहुत फिनिश.
finish.
So we call
Like we conduct pick and speak in the class for the students of English department. Like pick and
He
speak.
can speak.
Like we just give them some topics on which they can just speak.
Kind of extend.
Yes, sir, it's very
Extend.
important. And very recently, we have got a communication lab, language communication lab. Very recently during this holidays. So we are planning to initiate one communicating class for all the students per week. Every week.
You have a lingua phones there, or what
Yes,
is?
sir, we do have phones there.
Lingua phones is
Software is installed, yes. 40 computers.
40.
Yes.
40.
Yes. And also before that we used to invite a resource person from different, especially for communicative English, and we used to take some extra classes.
Do the students are registering for that language lab in a number 20 numbers like batch wise, or how it works?
Before when we conducted one session, we had conducted it in seminar hall, and it was for all the students.
Okay.
But
Thereafter,
this semester onwards, we want to since we have 4th semester students taking up compulsory English, so we would want to divide them into group and then as per.
you are not done.
No, we
No
are-
division, no batches of a particular 10 hours course, 15 hours
No,
course,
sir.
1 month course. You're not like that.
And then so we also practice reading habits. In order to inculcate reading habits, we do provide them with extra reading materials. That we have books in the library, our own departmental library. We do keep a record of it.
I have something regarding language lab. Will it be help?
Today, there is no need to work in watertight compartments. History department can sit with sociology, psychology, this, that. And okay, Sikkim का history में ये historical problem है. What relation it has got sociology with the society? How it can be affected? So it is interdisciplinary. हम लोगों को वीक में एक दिन बैठकर आप लोगों को नॉट ओनली एचओडीज 25 लोग साथ बैठे एक दिन बैठ के 1 घंटा 1.5 घंटा 1 hour 2 hour ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग करिए कि हाउ कैन वी रियली मेक आवर अंडर ग्रेजुएट प्रोग्राम मोर मीनिंगफुल मोर प्रैक्टिकल मोर वोकेशनल इट्स अ चैलेंज फॉर मी आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड नाउ माय फ्रेंड फ्रॉम हिस्ट्री विल से नो व्हाट कैन आई डू. My friend from sociology will say, what can I do? If you think you can do, who says? और बहुत ज़्यादा की जरूरत नहीं है. इसी पढ़ाई के साथ मैं ठीक है मैं इंग्लिश लिटरेचर कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है, लेकिन इंग्लिश लिटरेचर के साथ मैं कुछ ऐसा और भी पढ़ूँ, जर्नलिज्म पढ़ूँ, कुछ और पढ़ूँ, मास कम्युनिकेशन पढ़ूँ, फिर टीवी प्रोडक्शन पढ़ो, इंग्लिश के भी तो आपको मीडिया में लोग चाहिए। तो मेरा यह है कि जो भी आप कर सकते हैं उसके साथ साथ कुछ और प्रैक्टिकल भी आना चाहिए कि अगर मेरे को नौकरी ना मिले तो मैं कुछ कर ले। मैं बीए कर रहा हूँ, मैं बीएससी कर रहा हूँ, लेकिन मेरा अपना कोई निजी इंटरेस्ट भी है ना, पर्सनल इंटरेस्ट भी है कि मैं उसके साथ ये करूँ। बेसिक पर्पस है शिक्षा का अच्छा आदमी बनाना और लाइवलीहुड, यानी रोटी से रोजगार कमाना, रोटी रोटी की बनाना। तो मैं बीए पढ़ रहा हूँ, एमए पढ़ रहा हूँ, लेकिन उसके साथ मैं रोजगार के लिए भी, मैं रोटी रोजी कमाने के लिए भी मेरा हाथ मजबूत करना काम भी शिक्षा का ही है। ये मिलकर समाज में आप लोगों को करना क्योंकि हर आदमी पढ़ के टीचर नहीं बन सकता, हर आदमी इसमें इस दिशा में आप लोग बैठिए। और मेरे को लगता है कि आप लोगों को आपस में एक मीटिंग महीने में नहीं तो साल में 6 महीने में जरूर करना चाहिए लोगों के साथ बैठ के। और ये करना चाहिए आप लोगों को भी आगे आके कि भाई देखिए आप लोग सहयोग करेंगे। हमारे पास कॉलेज के पास हो सकता है संसाधन ना हो। अब जैसे कि मान लीजिए हेडमास्टर साहब अब रिटायर्ड आदमी है, आपको लगता है कि मैं कॉलेज में जाके कर सकता हूँ, या मेरे पास ये हुनर है, ये दस्तकारी है कि मैं बच्चों को जाके सिखा सकता हूँ। तो ऐसे लोगों को भी समाज में से आप लोगों को
सर हम बोला है एक रिटायर्ड ऑफिशियल है, स्पोकन इंग्लिश में इज वेरी गुड इन फोनेटिक्स, मुखिया Keystone person sir. So we invited him and then he delivered continuous work with phonetics other thing.
और इस तरीके से जो समाज में आप लोग हैं वो भी सामने आइए। आने के बाद अपने ही बच्चे हैं, आपके बच्चे हैं, आपका भी टाइम पास होगा, इनको को सिखाइए। और इसी में से धीरे धीरे कुछ ऐसा करने की कोशिश करिए कि बच्चा पढ़ लिख के दस्तकार बने, बेरोजगार ना रहे, तब तो मतलब है, वरना पढ़ाई लिखाई का कोई मतलब नहीं।
Your evaluation of experience.
There is no practical.
Just because of the need.
That is not a separate subject, not as a subject.
Because at that time, Sikkim education also is not graduate. So that is why we had to go out of state. So many of our seniors were not like the university which were happening in education.
collect for their own books. In the library, we were in another book. How many smart books?
शिक्षा मित्र then you are talking of standards. So, your residence in Abu Dhabi? Yes, sir. It's under construction. Can we get the we go for lunch now. बच्चों के पास बहुत दिमाग है और इनको एनकरेज करिए, आइडेंटिफाई करिए कि वो लोकल लेवल पे क्या कर सकते हैं, तो दे कैन डू वंडर्स।
थोड़ा चेंज हो बाहर जाकर स्टूडेंट दूसरी तरफ में जैसे लिख सकते हैं अब आप
That's all. Fine. Nobody here, you are subscribing. What is the access of journals? Do you have that access to journals for internet? So it's only the physical form. How do you do it? These are the magazines. These are the magazines.
Actually, this is internet thing is coming out. Like I'm getting all these things through posters again. It's chatting most of the time university. So we are planning since we are going in digitization we are going.
What is your access to e-shops and books?
So we have just registered for the
Whatever question is asked, you just done.
So because of this software, it comes just 1 month back.
E-shop Sindhu, have you visited the site?
We have just
What is available there?
about the journals, online e-journals, enlished presentations.
आप पे खोल के देखा? It is something जो नहीं है। Immediately e-shop Sindhu का access every faculty member के पास होना चाहिए।
So last time I explained how to do all these things.
And all your faculty members should have a computer with internet on their tables. वो नहीं है। ये करिए भाई, गवर्नमेंट आपका कुछ Sit down. So, good evening to all of you.
Thank you so much. Now,
गार्डनर, चौकीदार, और क्या क्या बेनिफिट्स आपको मिलते हैं? HRA, इधर at the rate of what is the rate? HRA मिलता है और
सेक्शन पोस्ट इंक्रीज होना चाहिए
सैंक्शन पोस्ट इंक्रीज होना चाहिए।
इंक्रीज होना चाहिए सर। इसके लिए सर हम जो रिक्वेस्ट दिया गया है टाइम टू टाइम सर रिक्वेस्ट दे रहे हैं कल से टाइम से।
लेकिन अभी सैंक्शन पोस्ट इंक्रीज तो उसके हिसाब से होगा ना जो वर्कलोड आपका होगा,
जी सर।
उसका कोई जस्टिफिकेशन देना पड़ेगा ना।
जी सर। उसका लिए सर पूरा डिपार्टमेंट जो बढ़ रहा है सर और पीओन वगैरह जो नए नए चाहिए और दूसरा गर्ल्स हॉस्टल जो बन रहा है सर उसके लिए जो है स्टाफ चाहिए सर और ये पूरा स्ट्रक्चर पूरा फैला हुआ है सर 32 एकड़ जमीन है सर। ये सब कार्ड करने के लिए सर सुविधा ज़्यादा चाहिए
ये तो जो जस्टिफिकेशन है उस जस्टिफिकेशन के साथ अगर आप भेजेंगे गवर्नमेंट को तो उसको एक्सेप्ट करेगी।
सर रिसेंटली गवर्नमेंट ने भेजा भी है चौकीदार भेजा है सर। तो 1 मंथ हो गया सर, तो अभी 7-8 एम्प्लॉइज और ऐड हो गया है कॉलेज में, तो थोड़ा आसान चल रहा है अभी।
प्रोविडेंट फंड है आपका जो भी है उसके अगेंस्ट लोन मिलता है।
लेकिन एडअप को दिया है एडअप को, लेकिन हमारा डिपार्टमेंट रिस्क नहीं, वो बैंक की रिस्क है क्योंकि वो किसी दिन चला गया था।
वर्किंग आवर्स क्या है आप लोग?
सर ये गर्ल्स का टाइम है सर, कॉलेज का टाइम है सर 9 to 5 सर।
9 to 5 5 days week 6 days week। सैलरी भी लगता है सर।
The exemption is not here. She's taking classes, but she's taking classes.
Basically, the examination is conducted according to the SU. And this office must be handling during the examinations all the things. Distribution of published question papers, secret, this and that.
Straight cheating cases.
So who's in charge for this? She's in class. So is somebody who is teacher in charge? Yes, is teacher. Okay. Yeah. Go there. Somebody has gone there. That means you have not popularized that site. Because you say on the one hand that the girls or the boys, girls particularly, hesitate to lodge a complaint. But then they have a portal at the UGC level, they have a portal at the university level.
So they also they directly contact me or they come personally. So this is how we take
So 2 complaints you have received. So what was the outcome of those complaints?
it was good. It was positive.
What do you mean by that?
Positive say the student was published, the accused was punished and they were satisfied with what information the student got and the information was, the whole thing was quite positive for the other students also.
Have you put up any box of such complaints?
We have
Actually,
one
it is as grievance box.
grievance box.
Grievance cell is there, and we have put up one of the grievance box where they can put their complaint.
You are in charge for the grievances.
Yes.
So how many grievances you have received?
received us kind of grievances, more than 5-6 grievances, and for a kind of sanitary napkins, vending machine for sanitary napkins, daily, such kind of grievances are there. And then for safe drinking water, and we have organized a kind of meeting in board initially, which
What's the anti-ragging squad?
sir,
You are in charge for that. Any complaint of ragging so far this year?
sir, no such kind of complaint,
No such complaint.
sir. We have formed a committee, and then we have placed a certain kind of numbers, apply numbers of dean and vice principal for such kind of, but they have not.
No complaints of
No,
that.
sir. And again, national apply number is also placed, listed in the notice board and all. Yet,
No
we have placed such kind of complaints. And we,
that kind of environment.
Now, not only the students, there has to be a sexual harassment committee at the institutional level.
Yes, sir.
Now, it can be harassment of a faculty,
Yes,
it can be harassment of your office ladies and other things. Any such complaints this year so far? No such complaints. Okay, that's what.
We yearly, I mean, the students who are newly admitted, we organize a induction program or sensitization program for the students newly admitted, and sometimes in between we organize orientation program for teachers as well as non-teaching staffs. And so far we have solved two such.
This is a good sign. This is a very good sign. That means
actually, the concept of anti-ragging, it's not popular here, sir. Ragging.
actually, let me tell you one thing. It's the society, right? Now, this is an indication that at least in the Sikkim society, the society which is a very small, close-knit society, now there is a lot of understanding, coherence, tolerance, and be it men or women, people are mentally happy. Now, such things happen only when you are mentally ill, right? And it happens that in a society, if somebody turns mentally ill, he can do anything to a woman, or even a woman can do any damage to the man. So that this indicates that your society is mentally good, mentally healthy. And I wish that mental illness does not come. But then you know what happens, in larger cities where there are cosmopolitan cultures, your exposure to media and television, and even certain pornographic sites and all those things. All this particularly, and the cosmopolitan culture and the hardship and anonymity, I am adding the word anonymity, in larger cities encourages such behavior. Now you think that you can be saved or you can skip off कि भीड़ में आप अपने को बचा ले जाएंगे कुछ भी करके. This site works in larger cities. Whereas in your area, the small close-knit societies where you are watched by everyone, where everyone knows everyone, those days are gone. Those days are gone. It's a proper sensitization, proper education, proper acceptance of the realities. And when you say you have a sensitization cell and you have a grievance redemption cell, you have an anti-harassment cell. Now these cells have to be proactive to educate. Punishment is no solution. Punishment leads to development of crime, criminal tendencies. More the punishment, particularly in such cases, more social criminals you produce in the society. Okay. Now this year we came to the campus only. This is the first session. Otherwise we were running in private buildings. We entered the campus in July. Now in July itself, मैंने बताया ना 1 घंटे में 1 घंटा 27 मिनट में हमने 3200 पेड़ लगाया. 1 hour 27 minutes, 3,200 trees planted. Now the target is this July we are going to plant at least 10,000 trees. Already उसका तैयारी कर रहे हैं. How could we do it? गड्ढा कराया, गड्ढा कराने के बाद में उनमें मिट्टी और वो खाद जो भी भरना है वो भर के रखा. We arranged saplings from the forest department. हर गड्ढे के ऊपर से पिक कर दिया. We arranged water tankers and सारे स्टूडेंट्स को, सारे टीचर्स को we invited them and we said, come on, we do it. Every student, every teacher, every कर्मचारी planted 2 trees. Now they identify that tree, they have to nurture it till they are with us. And out of the 3,200, all 3,200 are now. Some died, we replaced them. This is how you do it. That is the basic philosophy of Green Campus. And your campus is again coming up, but then since 2005, I just said, I mean jokingly I said, your surroundings are much greater than your own campus.
Brighter and positive growth in the coming years. Few of the things, just one thing I want to say at the point Sir said about the hostels. He said so much of facility, so much of infrastructure is there in a rural area, but then the most important thing is 2 hostels with at least 200 capacity. It should be there in such a rural inaccessible area, and we are going to work on that. They have advised us how to go ahead in this thing. So once again, my thanks to all the esteemed peer team members. Sir, thank you for all your positive feedback and all this guidance. We learn so much, because for us also it is, because as you see, all of my faculties and non-teaching are all young dynamic persons and faculties. So for us also it is a learning experience each day. For me also, I was a hardcore academician before joining this college. So for me also, every day is a learning process. So from the core of our heart, we want to extend our thanks to all of you, sir and madam. And at the end, once again, I just like to conclude by saying some Hindi lines that I learned from a seminar in the National Geographer Association in Jaipur. That is dedicated to our own work and the NAAC accreditation process. I'm saying this because all these positive vibes that we're getting, we don't know about the accreditation. The grading is not important, but the kind of commitment, the kind of work that we did, and we come up with a positive thought that yes, everything is possible, that is more important. So I want to conclude by saying, ये इज्जतों का ताज यूं ही नहीं मिलता, ये इज्जतों का ताज यूं ही नहीं मिलता, अल्लाह का करम है, माँ बाप की दुआएं, अल्लाह का करम है, माँ बाप की दुआएं, और इन सब के साथ है जीवन भर का सतत प्रयास, और इन सब के साथ है जीवन भर का सतत प्रयास। श्रद्धा ज्ञान देती है, नम्रता मान देती है, और योग्यता स्थान देती है। Thank you so much.
And you acted. And today, your college has been assessed by the National Assessment and Accreditation Council. You very rightly said, the student deserves. You can't get a bonus mark from my pen, because I'll show all the evaluated answer books and ask my students to come and contest. And then I tell my students, are you running and chasing marks, or you are chasing success in life? What's your ultimate aim? To be recognized and get a job. That is important. Now somebody from a private aided colleges, where they start marking at 90 or 92. Most of the time students come and he says, I've got 94 marks out of 100. You ask him a simple basic question. And he says, sir, I don't know. You ask another basic question and he says, I don't know. Then how the hell you got 94% marks? Now your interview is over, go. So that's really not very important. And particularly, what is more important is, in life, the skills, the knowledge, the competences which you acquire and which lead you to further success in life, which lead you to excel over others, which infuses in you a need for achievement. That takes you forward, whether it is you as an individual or you as an institution. sure. On the whole, amongst the government institutions which I have assessed so far, I find this college to be reasonably very good. Why? Because in the government institutions, the condition is still very pathetic. At least you have the complete family. You have a new infrastructure. And I find that your government, Sikkim government, is really better than many other state governments in supporting our education. Maybe because of the small state, I don't know. But the scenario here relatively is better than many other government institutions that we have gone. This should not be, however, taken to mean that you should become lethargic. But at the same time, compared to certain good institutions, there is a gap. There is a gap. And please, you have to fill up this gap as teachers. Your principal, your administration can meet the demands only within the framework of grants that they have. But grants and facilities should not hinder good quality teaching and learning. That's your job. With these words, I finally put on record my heartfelt appreciation on behalf of my peer team members and put on record our thanks for the warm hospitality that you have given. You made our stay comfortable and we did our best to prepare the report for you, and we have shared this report that we have made with your principal and the member coordinator, and as per the protocol of NAAC, I will now formally hand over this copy of the report to the principal and the coordinator. But then my request is that the content of this report is to be kept confidential till your grade by the NAAC is announced. And also desist from giving any press statement about it. You can give a press statement while our NAAC assessment is complete. But nothing beyond this. What we have written here, what suggestions we have given, please ensure that they don't go into public, because if somebody complains, then you will be in difficulty. So, this is a historic occasion. I would like a very good photograph of it. On the whole, amongst the government institutions which I have assessed so far, I find this college to be reasonably very good. Why? Because in the government institutions, the condition is still very pathetic. At least you have the complete family. You have a new infrastructure. And I find that your government, Sikkim government, is really better than many other state governments in supporting our education. Maybe because of the small state, I don't know. But the scenario here relatively is better than many other government institutions that we have gone. This should not be, however, taken to mean that you should become lethargic. But at the same time, compared to certain good institutions, there is a gap. There is a gap. And please, you have to fill up this gap as teachers. Your principal, your administration can meet the demands only within the framework of grants that they have. But grants and facilities should not hinder good quality teaching and learning. That's your job. With these words, I finally put on record my heartfelt appreciation on behalf of my peer team members and put on record our thanks for the warm hospitality that you have given. You made our stay comfortable and we did our best to prepare the report for you, and we have shared this report that we have made with your principal and the member coordinator, and as per the protocol of NAAC, I will now formally hand over this copy of the report to the principal and the coordinator. But then my request is that that the content of this report is to be kept confidential till your grade by the NAAC is announced. And also desist from giving any press statement about it. You can give a press statement well our NAAC assessment is complete. But nothing beyond this. What we have written, what suggestions we have given, please ensure that they don't go into public, because if somebody complains, then you will be in difficulty. So, this is a historic occasion. I would like a very good photograph of it.